New rules. There are new rules. So I just walk up the front steps, stomp across the porch, and use my key to open the door. Dad's there to meet me. He looks bad. He still has his coat and gloves on. His face is the color of Wonder Bread, the skin stretched tight over his cheekbones. Bobby, thank God! I didn't know what to think. His voice is rough, almost hoarse, probably from yelling through the house. His breathing hard. I got home and first thought you were still sleeping. And then I saw your coat was gone, but I couldn't imagine why you'd go anywhere unless maybe things had gone back to normal and you'd gone to school or something. Scared the hell out of me. Thank God you're here. As he talks, I shed layers, tossing stuff into the marble table below the big beveled mirror. Gloves, scarf, sunglasses, hat, coat. Just like at breakfast, I feel a surge of power from knowing that I can see his face, but he can't see mine. I read his face as he talks, his eyes drinking in the phenomenon again, his eyes narrowing, his forehead wrinkling as he tries to see and comprehend. His mouth talks, but his eyes never stop hunting, looking for some hidden law of physics that could explain the missing head and hands that ought to be sticking out of my black turtleneck shirt. And I see the struggle in his face. It's a battle between the physicist, and the father. The father wins, and now he's angry. And most of all, I cannot believe you could do this, Robert. This is so completely irresponsible. And I thought I made it very, very clear this morning that this has to be kept a complete secret. Don't you understand how dangerous it would be for you if anyone finds out about this? How can you not understand that? I don't say anything. I don't have to, so I don't. Well, Dad's not so pale now. His face is getting nice and red. He takes a step closer and shouts, "Answer me, young man. What is the idea of running off like that?" "Like what? Like what?" I shout back. "You mean like my parents ran off this morning? What did Mom say to you before you both left? Don't tell me because I already know." "She said, 'Oh, don't worry, David. Sure, that was a big shock at breakfast, but let's remember it's only Bobby. It's probably just another one of those phases that Bobby goes through. Probably not fatal. I think we can leave him here alone, don't you? He'll still be alive when we get home, don't you think?' And you probably just nodded your head because you don't really hear her, because you were already thinking about your meeting, your big meeting at the lab. So then what? Do my responsible parents do? They make sure I'm asleep and they leave because so many other things are really important." I see the change in his face. I watch my words as they hit, piercing his eyes and ears and cheeks like porcupine quills. As I finish, I'm so close that he's getting sprayed with invisible spit. Dad knows that my teeth must be showing, that I'm as fierce as anything in any cage at the Brookfield Zoo, and that I am not in a cage. Not now. I'm out of the cage, and I am up close, and I am snarling. I don't wait for his answer, because I don't have to. There are new rules. I step around him, I trot up the front stairs and down the hall to my room, and I slam my door and lock it. And then I congratulate myself on the performance. I just want him to mind his own business. After a big blow-up, I usually read in my room for at least an hour, but I can't, not now. I'm too hungry. I didn't think to eat lunch before I went out, so I've been running all day on a few bites of eggs and a glass of juice. I start to open my door, but then I stop. I pull off my clothes. If I have to be a spook, I'm going to get used to the feel of it. I'm going to get good at it. I walk down the back stairs slowly. Some of the steps always squeak, and I avoid them. Alone in the kitchen, I pull out the mayo and some sliced turkey and Swiss cheese. I put everything on the counter without making a sound. Silence. That's part of what I have to learn. When I ease open a drawer and pick up a knife, the handle is hidden by my fingers. The floating blade moves where I tell it to.